Hello everyone, in today's video we are checking out Car Dealer Simulator. Now the developers of this game did reach out to me a couple of weeks before it was released, the Prologue version anyway, and unfortunately I didn't have time to check it out then, but I do appreciate them sending it over, so I told them that I would check it out after the fact. So the Prologue version is released to everybody already. It's just a short demo of what you can expect from the full game. So yeah, it basically starts you off in the tutorial sort of thing, and it puts you in this little town, and you have a boss who kind of contacts you over the phone. And I'm a little forgiving about this, but some people don't really like the whole AI voice that gets played here by this guy. But I mean, it's not a huge deal. It's just a tutorial. So he basically tells you that he wants you to jump in the truck and he wants you to go pick up a car. So that's the first thing that you have to do when you start the game. And I will say that the videos in the tutorials are pretty good, but unfortunately the tutorials themselves, they have everything in like a blob of text, so it can get a little bit tricky to figure out like what you're supposed to do, because it tells you like 5 things that you need to do all in one blob of text. So I did have to kind of pull up the key bindings just to kind of remember what I was supposed to do after I closed those. So you can see in the map here that we've got like a small section of the whole town that I guess is going to be represented in the full game. Now, I will say that the driving is pretty decent. It's a little floaty, I guess. Like, you can see the truck is kind of bouncing back and forth, or side to side, which is fine. The AI of the traffic and stuff is interesting. Like, you'll see something happen here as soon as I get to the intersection. It's kind of funny, and I did try going into first-person view to see what that was all about, and you'll see it happen right here. This car just kind of like swerved around the corner and almost hit me. But yeah, it was kind of funny when it happened. But in terms of like the actual streets and everything, it's pretty well done. The town is really nice kind of to look at and stuff, and this is kind of on my approach to picking up the car. So the game tells you to go into park mode, essentially, to hook up the car to the truck, and you have to like pull it up onto the truck bed. Now, again, with the tutorials, see, like here you can see like it tells you 4 things that you have to do all in one. Now, I did have trouble with this one for a while. I did cut it out for the purposes of this video, but it was a little bit weird when I was trying to get it set up. It took me a while to figure out what to do after, I got the winch out and hooked it up to the car. So that's this part here. That part was easy. But then the next part, like I didn't know how to lower the actual ramp, and it took me a while to figure out that there's a control thing on the side that you can, interact with. So I was able to figure that out eventually, and once I did figure that out, it was pretty cool, like how the ramp comes down and pulling up the car onto the truck bed. It's all done through this remote. So yeah, that part is pretty neat. Like it kind of puts you in the perspective of really actually doing these things, which is always nice for a simulator. It doesn't really cut any corners. So yeah, and then you get the next tutorial bit where he tells you to bring the car back, but on the way back you have to stop off at a store and purchase some tape, which is what I'm doing here. And yeah, I think like there's this particular part of it was a little bit odd too, because when I had to park on the side of the road, I ended up getting into some difficulties because there were cars backing up behind me, and I kind of hit one of them by accident. But again, I cut all that out just for the sake of keeping this video short. So this is me buying the repair tape, and I guess this is just to kind of introduce you to the whole shopping experience where you need to buy different things to do repairs on the cars. And then eventually I brought the car back to the shop, and then my game crashed. Unfortunately, yeah, so I had to do all of that all over again. Now, it didn't take me more than a few minutes to go through that whole thing all over again, but yeah, this is after the crash. I'm not sure what caused the crash, but unfortunately it did not save my progress. So yeah, I had to do all that over again. But here we are, we brought the car back, and then it's essentially the same sort of thing where you have to unload the vehicle pretty much the same way that you loaded it. You have to bring the ramp down, and then you have to, push the car off with the winch, and then remove the winch, and that's basically how you get the car back. So after you do that, then you have to go into the actual like cleaning the car and repairing it and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what he has you do next. So this little, I guess, mini game here is like you're repairing the exhaust with the tape that you bought. So you have to kind of find the holes and then patch them up. And yeah, that was pretty easy. It took me a little while to figure out exactly, you know, how to maneuver that and stuff. But yeah, after you do that, then you got to take the car over to the car wash area. And this is kind of like, you know, power wash simulator sort of thing, where you have to, first of all, soap up the car. And then after you're done with the foam, then, you know, it's just a matter of using water to rinse it all off. So this is me just, you know, getting all the foam on the car. And it does do a good job of like not forcing you to have to find every little nook and cranny. After you complete a certain amount, then it just auto completes. I do like how the water works. It looks realistic, like the way it flows down. Like you'll see here, I'll just kind of like blast across and you'll see like the soap kind of comes off only in the areas that the water touched. So that's a really nice little detail. I really liked how that worked. It's very satisfying, you know, the way that actually works. And then after you get the car all nice and clean, then you have to take pictures of it, because this is where you actually sell the car. So you have to go around the whole car and, you know, take pictures of different areas of the car, and it tells you how many points that you need to capture. Once you've captured all of those points, that's when you actually go inside, go onto your computer, and then you would end up selling the car. So this part actually is something completely different. In the tutorial, the boss auto sells the car for you, but then the next thing you have to do is actually buy another car. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm meeting with this NPC, and you know, she has a price on there that she was selling the car for, and then you have to negotiate back and forth. It's like a little negotiation mini game. Now, the first car that you get, you only have enough money to be able to afford this particular car, but there are other cars. So I guess like the way it's going to work eventually is, as you get more and more money, you can get more expensive cars, and I guess they'll be more involved in like repairing them and stuff, and then your profit margins increase. So after that, you go through this whole thing again where they kind of tell you to wash the car and stuff. But first they get you to upgrade your car wash, which you can see has been upgraded. So, you know, you do the whole soap, you do water, you do wax, and then you do polish. And then after you're done that, you bring it to the garage, and then you have to get rid of the rust. So this is kind of cool. You have to, you know, sand off the rust, remove it with the metal sandpaper, and then you apply putty with the spatula. It's kind of all the same sort of thing, but it's very satisfying to see the car kind of go from being, you know, not great looking to looking very nice. So after that, you know, you have to go fill up the gas, which is, you know, pretty self-explanatory. You just drive to the gas station and just fill it up. Now, there is a bug where it didn't actually show that the gas was full in the tank, which was kind of interesting. But yeah, after you're done that, you just go back and then you put the car up for sale. So you just put the pictures that you took and put them onto the ad, and then you set the parameters for it, and then you get a buyer, and the buyer comes, and then again you have to do the negotiation minigame, and that's basically it. After you're done that, the prologue is over, and it basically tells you, you know, what kinds of new features are coming down the pipe. So I'm very excited about this. It looks like a very interesting game, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. So I hope you guys found this video useful. Please drop a like and subscribe if you find this content interesting, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.